Hey guys, Chris Williams here for day 2, and today we are going to figure out how to start this business or stream of income that you need and what's important to you when you do that. So let's dive in here. Remember about me, I'm that crazy entrepreneur. I've been doing this a long time. I figured out how to take all the time that it takes to be an entrepreneur, 12 to 14-hour days that many of us experience, and crunch that down into less than an hour a day. So we make way more money than we need in less than an hour a day. That's what I've been doing for years. I've done this in many businesses. If you want to check out more of that story, our day 1 yesterday, we actually talked quite a bit more about that. But ultimately, you've got needs, you've got fears, you've got the IRS breathing down your back, you've got a family growing, you've got a community you want to build. Whatever it is that you've got going, you need more time and more income to fix that. I totally get that. And it's very doable. I've studied everything, I've gone through all the courses, I've read all the books, listened to all the podcasts, just crushed my way through it. A lot of things didn't work, some things did work, so I'm just compiling the stuff that works right here day by day. So I'm literally going to start a brand new business, a brand new stream of income, exactly the way I do it every time. And I'm going to show you how much time it takes, how much money it takes. I'll walk you through every step of the process. So if you want to do this with me, simply follow along, copy every step I'm doing. That's totally fine. Put your own flavor in it, put you in it. I'll show you how to do that. And you will end up with a business or a stream of income that's really, really manageable and doesn't take a lot of your time to do. So it'll be your flavor, your thing, your way. If you're a local business, an online business, doesn't matter. Business principles are business principles. Time principles are time principles. We'll figure it out. I'll show you how the mesh works, and I'll teach you every step, every tool, every hack, every online program that you can use. It's all there. So let's take a look at what we have today. We fool ourselves a lot. We fool ourselves a whole lot. We think we feel something, we do feel something, we want it to be reality, so we go pursue it. It might not be the best thing for us, but we want it to be the best thing for us. And so we talk ourselves into it and we go for it. We get over our fears, we increase our fears. We get over relationships, we jump into relationships. We get in or out of a diet. We get in or out of a health club. Those things might not be the most logical moves for us all the time, but we convince ourselves, we fool ourselves sometimes into doing good things, and sometimes we fool ourselves into doing bad things. So let's clearly define today what it is that you want. I'll define some things that I want. I'll show you how I go through this process so that we can really nail down what type of things we're after, both in time and resources, money, relationships, whatever it may be. Because the business you create or the stream of income you create, the amount of time you want to commit to it, has a lot to do with what's going to happen right there. It's a lot like buying a car. You know, sometimes somebody might want an old, beat up car they have to fix and take a lot of time in the garage because they love tinkering with cars. Some people want a brand new car with a warranty and they want to change that out every 2 years because they don't want to tinker with the car. And either one of those is right or wrong. It's just you need to find what you want. Do you like tinkering with the car? Do you like something that takes a lot of time and resources to put into it? Or do you want something that's very hands-off and just turnkey process? Everybody's different. You define what you want. So let's jump in here. I call this have, do, be. So I've got a Google Doc pulled up. Again, if you want to shoot me an email, I'll shoot you a link so you can just copy the format here. I don't mind at all. My email, I'll type it in here so you can actually see it. CHRIS. Some of you listening on podcasts, so here it is, CHRIS dot WILLIAMS at SENTHOLD.com. Chris Williams, CHRIS dot Williams, WILLIAMS, at SENTHOLD.com. If you have any questions, if you want whatever template I'm using, you're welcome to have at it. Just ask me your questions on the email. I'll do my best to compile those and I'll answer you directly, or if we get enough questions of the same type, I'll completely build a new episode, plug it in, so we can get those questions answered so you know exactly how to build a new business or income stream with a very low time commitment. That's the goal here. All right, so have, do, be. This is how I start every project. I do this actually probably 3 times a year, maybe 4 if I'm really aggressive in a given year. But anytime I start a major new process, this is how I start. So have, do, be is super simple. Let's focus on the have. Just simply literally set a timer and set a timer for 3 minutes. And I'm not going to burn 3 minutes here, so you have to wait and watch me do this, but set a timer for 3 minutes and write down everything you want to have. This is a very material list. So I'm just going to go after it right here. I have a lot of things I already want. It's great, isn't it? I'm going to put down a car. Actually, I kind of really would like a full electric car. All right, so there we go. Also, I would love to have a new paddleboard. I love paddleboarding. Let's just say paddleboard. All right, and I'm going to go throw some more things in here. Let's say I want an Apple Watch. You may say, really, it's a larger house. You may have a growing family, growing needs, whatever, want to party, want to entertain, whatever it is. Fantastic. Let's say you want to have enough money for college tuition. I got 5 kids, they're about to start college. That's a big deal, right? So let's say college tuition. Oh. All right. So there's several things I want to have. Now, I'm not going to list everything here. Again, literally set a timer. You can set it for 5 minutes if you want to take time, but really don't take more than 5 minutes. Now you're going to think, but I need time to think through what I want to have. No, top of mind is super important here. You'll think through more things and you'll go after it, and maybe in a week or 2 weeks or whatever, you can add to it. Totally fine. But right now, don't let this bog you down. Just drill down and think about what you want to have, what comes top of mind. Those are probably the things you've been thinking about, all right? Those are things you've been mulling over, agonizing over, not sure if you should spend the money. Don't worry about it. Don't feel judged here. Put it down there. If you want a new huge TV just because you like watching big TVs, fine. Don't feel guilty. Don't feel anything. Just put it down, all right? That's your have list. Next, let's put down a list of do's. These are things you want to do. So, for instance, travel to Europe. That's for me. We're going to Europe this year for a month with our kids. Can't wait. Super, super excited as soon as school gets out. So travel to Europe is something I want to do. You may say, I want to skydive. My sister actually sent me a text recently asking if I want to do that. Yes is the answer. Would love to. Let's say you want to be more fit. No, that's not a do. I'm going to exercise more. All right, you'll find that I'm a horrible speller as we keep going. Don't worry about it, I'll correct it, or maybe I won't. So you want to exercise more. Awesome. What else do you want to do? Things that you want to do. What can you do with your time, with the skills you have? I want to learn a language. Let's say that. My wife, Jill, is quickly becoming bilingual. She is way, way ahead of me on that one. Something I want to do. All right, so I'll let you keep doing that. Again, set a timer for this section, 5 minutes. This is a great time to start. Literally, if you haven't done the have thing yet, stop where you're at now and really pause. Set aside for 5 minutes, start a timer, and do the haves. Don't move forward until you've done that, okay? Do it. I'll be right here. Okay, now do the same thing with the do's. Get in there, start a timer, list out the do's. Take 5 minutes, take 3 minutes. If you get done before 5 minutes, don't worry about the timer running out. Just list them down. I promise we're going somewhere with this, okay? Take it and do it. Don't move on to the next thing. I know you want to know what's coming next, but I promise the exercises you go through, the steps you go through in this process, these are the things that change who you are, that change how you think, that really get to the core of what you need to do. And that's so, so, so important, okay? You have to become the right person to get the right job done. So let's get these done, all right? 5 minutes on the do's. Go. I'll be right here. Awesome. Welcome back. Okay. Now go to the B's, and this is who you want to be. So again, no judgment, don't feel guilty, don't feel proud, don't feel anything that's good or bad. I'm not trying to make this a pros and cons list of who you could be as a person. I'm trying to ask you, who do you really want to be at your core? What are you most passionate about? You really want to become something. Let's say you want to be fit, physically fit, all right? Let's say you want to be a better spouse. Fantastic. How about you want to be a better parent? I actually love all these things. These are very real in my life. I would love all these things. I'm working diligently and daily to do these things, but they're on my list. Every time I do this list, by the way, these are usually on there in some form or fashion. I want to be a community leader. All right, I want to be more involved in my community. I really do. I want to volunteer more. I want to be a better volunteer. Actually been thinking about that quite a bit lately, trying to figure out where I would spend my time and my resource and what skill sets I have that would be most beneficial to a community, that kind of thing. Take 5 minutes, make your list. Who do you want to be? This is an internal thing. This is not something that necessarily requires money or time. You don't have to travel, whatever. You might. If that's the case, fine, put it down there. Doesn't matter. If your list get a little mixed up and you think, oh, I put something on my do that should be on my B, great, scratch it off, put it in the B. It doesn't matter. Move around, make a mess, not a big deal. 5 minutes, do that, and then come back. If you finish earlier than 5 minutes, no worries. If you run out of stuff to do, no worries. Come on back. I'll be right here. Okay, excellent. Now here's the hard part. I want you to share this list with someone. There's a lot of power in talking this through with someone. So you need to go and find your partner, spouse, boyfriend, girlfriend, best friend, mom, dad, somebody that can actually speak your language. Dog and cat don't count. I love talking to my dog, but he's not really empathizing with all this that much. So make sure you find somebody real and talk this out with them in the next 24 hours. By the time we talk again next, make sure you talk this through. Explain to someone every single point. When I do this face-to-face with somebody, I will literally ask them, so why do you want a full electric car? What's the deal? I already have a hybrid. There's actually 2 hybrids in our parking area right now, and that's great, but why do I want an electric? What good's it going to do me? Well, for me, I love taking care of the environment. I'm also really, really interested in just the mechanics and how it works. I want to experience it. I love experience. So driving a full electric car is really motivating to me. That's my why. Whatever it is on your list, if you put a card on there, tell somebody why you want that new car. Walk them through the list. A paddleboard, I already have one paddleboard. I want another one because Jill and I love going out and paddleboarding together. I'd love to be able to do that more. Right now we're renting another one or borrowing another one or just kind of having to piece it together. Why not just go ahead and get another one and get it done? That's something I'd love to have on my list. A college tuition, obviously, I value that because I want my kids to grow up and do well. If college is the best course for them or not, I don't know, but I want to give them that shot. So things like that, find out why, the why behind every one of these, explain that to someone. If I was you, I'd jot it down, make little notes here. So about my electric car, I could write down here, just put a little dash and put environment and experience. Those are really important to me. Okay, so that's what I do. I'd go through each one of these. Travel to Europe. Why do you want to do that? Explain to the person that you're talking to why that's important. So let's say that for me, this is real life for me. I want time with my family. I want experience with my kids and Jill. That's so important to me. I want to have memories. Those are the things that you put down here. BFIT, spouse, parent, community leader. I'll toss in parent here, give some reasons. These are pretty common parenting reasons, right? If you have kids, you get this. I want to be a great dad because, why? Because I want their relationship. We all have broken relationships in our life, and I don't want that to be the legacy I leave for these kids. I want to be a great parent because I want to give them opportunity. So explain the why. Get to the heart of each one of these things. Maybe more fit. Fit is not just because you want to lose 5 pounds. Fit is because you want what the 5 pounds get you. Does it get you more activity? Does it get you an opportunity to play with your dog or your kids more? Does it get you out there and give you experiences with your friends because you're more fit? Get to the why of these things, all right? That is today's homework. Really, really connect to the why you want each one of these haves, each one of these do's, and each one of the be's, okay? Promise me you'll write them down. Promise me you'll talk to someone else in the next 24 hours. This is so, so important to get this into your head and connect it to your heart. Right now we're talking head, but getting it into our hearts is so, so important. Tomorrow, once we have this, we're going to build a timeline. We're literally going to start walking through and planning out. If you want to have an electric car, we're going to start working through the steps to get that, the cost to get that, how long it would take to get that. Because we're building an income stream, building a business. We're also doing things that take time. Building a business can take all of your time. We don't want it to. We're going to build that into the process, and we're also going to make sure that we've really, really documented how long it will take to get each of these things. We're going to dive into all those details so you can start building a structure that gives you a target that you want your business and your time to fix. Just having more money and time is not the point. We want to actually fix something. I remember several years ago, I was in this process figuring out the have, do's, and the be's, and there was a new house on the list, and there was cars were on the list, and traveling with my family for the first time, those things were on my list. So many things were there. And getting those things out, it was a teary experience, but getting them on paper really helped me identify what is it that I want. And I found myself scratching things off the list and realizing that some of the things I thought I wanted, I actually didn't want. And looking back at those lists years later, I still have most of those lists. Looking back at those lists years later, I realized that some of the things I passed on because they weren't really the most important things. But put it on the list. We're going to start down that track, and you'll find that experience for you. This is not my story, it's yours. It's your business, not my business. I'm just walking you through step by step how to do it. All right? So if you have any questions or get stuck, let me know. chris.williams@centhold.com. It is in the paper. It's also chris.williams@senthold.com. And I'll do my best to send you these formats, answer your questions, or put out a new episode that directly answers the questions even better. All right? This is day 2. I'll see you on day 3. Bye.